So like, this is a 3-shot, right? And that's a 3-shot. But these aren't the same 3 shots. For one, this is a much faster 3-shot. So it's a better 3-shot, right? And we're not talking about any like other aspect of the weapon, like range or paint or special or whatever. Just like Shot's 3-shot is better than Pro's 3-shot because it kills faster. Shot is 6 frames in between shots, Pro is like 8 frames, I think. A lot of the time this is true, but there are absolutely situations where it is not. Because these 2 shots do 90. And 90 is much more capable of killing people than 72. 72 is a important number, but like 90 is just so much. Like if you get chipped by a bomb and then you heal for half a second, splatter shot just won't 2-shot you. But Pro will. Like Pro will 2-shot a lot of things because of this 90. Also, like 45 over 36 doesn't hit a ton of benchmarks. Like just thinking about the 1-shot. Like this 36 will combo with pen. It'll combo with I don't know. It'll combo with a good amount of things. But like, you know, 30 is like the big important combo number just because of how many things do 70 damage. Right? So you want to be able to do 30 damage. But this 70 is only if you hit right next to them. If you hit this outer chip, that's 56. That 56 is not going to combo with my... I don't think I can do this fast enough. But that's just not going to combo with this 36, unless I'm really bad at math. But it will combo with the 45, right? So like, 36 is good and combos with a lot of things. But if like the opponent doesn't quite chip well enough, or if your like teammate doesn't quite hit them, or like, you know, I do hit this, yeah, the 60, right? That's gonna combo with a single shot of Pro, but not from splatter shot. We like splash hits. Well, I know like the outer, like that does 35 versus I don't know. Like the fact that Pro does more damage means it's a lot more consistent at comboing with people. Healing will break their combo less, right? So like 52 gal hits you once and then you're 1-shot to it. But if you heal literally just like what 5 damage, if you heal for 5 HP, then the 52 is no longer 1-shotting you. Like that is a way in which 52's 2-shot is more balanced because it's easier to heal out of. Pro's 3-shot is very difficult to heal out of because it does 90, right? Like the overkill is 35. You need to heal 36 damage before Pro will no longer, before Pro becomes a 4-shot. Another thing to think about is like the impact this can have on range. So especially if we go from a high ground, a weapon's range is like, if I go to like here, this is where I can hit them for that max damage. But the bullets fly a little bit longer after they like stop being propelled forward. And they lose damage as they fly, but like because it's projectiles, like you can still you can still hit people like slightly outside your the max range that your reticle says you have. See how from here it's a 4-shot? Because like you lose damage as it flies. But here it's a 3-shot. So like splatter shots overkill is 8 damage. So as your shots lose damage as they fly, they can afford to lose 8 damage, and it'll still be this 3-shot. But if it loses more than 8 damage, it becomes a 4-shot with fall off. And this doesn't like come up a ton on flat ground, but it can come up a lot when you're trying to do fall off from high ground, because like that 3-shot only did 82, right? Like it is very easy for it to be a 4-shot from high ground when you're doing fall off there. Pro on the other hand, and I know like Pro has so much more range than Shot, so this isn't like quite a fair comparison, but like Pro is losing, each shot is losing like what, 37 from 45, that's like 8 damage on each shot, so it's losing 24 damage total approximately, and it's still a 3-shot because it overkills by so much. So like Pro's fall off means that, or Pro having higher damage numbers than Shot means that it is much more consistent at going for fall off than Shot is. And of course there are other reasons too. The range and accuracy are big ones, right? Like look at how narrow Pro's beam is. I can pretty comfortably like you know what I mean? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like one of those just went wildly astray. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The first 4 killed, but like the last one obviously. I don't know. 52's accuracy being what it is means it's a lot worse at going for fall off shots than Pro is. I like the first few shots are pretty accurate, but like so many of those missed. You know what I mean? And then you can also see how like we're not that far outside of 52's max range, but it's just not a 2-shot anymore. Where he's like, as Pro, I can 3-shot them from here, and my reticle doesn't turn on until like here-ish. So my reticle turns off here, but like even if I go back here, I think that's still like super comfortably 3-shotting. So like there, like only here does it start 4-shotting. So like Pro, yeah. So like right out here is the cutoff. I know this doesn't look like a lot of distance, but it is, and it matters. And again, where it really starts mattering is when you're going for these big fall-off shots, where like damage can really start getting to its minimum. Like only doing 22 is crazy. The fact that Pro has the damage it does means it's so much more consistent at going for these. Like I remember when Zap got buffed, it used to do like what, 27 damage, and now it does 30. And I saw a lot of people being like, dude, why did they buff Zap's damage per second? Like it doesn't need this. They didn't. Like it does buff Zap's damage per second, which like can matter for like shredding walls or bubble or anchor shield or whatever. But like the reason this buff means something is because now it does 30, right? So, oh, yeah, you can really see like it is hard to get that 70, but like, oh my gosh. Wait, this is kind of crazy. Okay, Zap kills. Zap kills. Zap kills. Okay, Zap doesn't actually kill here. And neither do, like, neither does, Shot, right? 36 plus 60. But, or like what, 60, 62? But you know what does kill? Boop. So like, there's so much nuance to damage. I wasn't even aiming for that guy. Did you see that? Holy fall off. There's so much nuance to these damage numbers beyond just like how many shots does it take to kill. And that's why when they like buff a weapon's damage slightly, like if they buffed shots damage from like 36 to 30, like it does do 36, right? I'm not hallucinating. Thank goodness. If they buffed it from like 36 to 38, that wouldn't change any like combo numbers I can think of, but it means that like the things shot combos with are harder to heal out of, and it means that Shot would get slightly more range on its 3-shot, like slightly more fall off power. So yeah, like there's a lot of nuance to damage numbers that I feel like people don't talk about very much. That's all I got. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.